Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another riveting, amazing, spectacular, wondrous Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Your lord and master, your vox populi. Off here to a 1v1 on Crossroads. In the north it is Pineapple, the fruit dude. Fighting for King Country, the Commonwealth, the British Army. Rolling out here with the 11th Armoured Division featuring Royal Artillery, Royal Engineer and Mobile Assault with triple section bulletins. Versus the south it is Tiramisu. Fighting for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland, das Vaterland. Rolling out here with the, let's just go with 21st Panzer Division, with Elite Armoured, Luftwaffe Ground Forces, and Overwatch, with infantry and a bit of American supply bulletins there. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons and supporters, these champions, these heroes of the Propagandacast who keep me going for so long. You too can join the ranks for Patreon, or you can also just donate. Links in the description. So do consider tossing in a bit if you can. Otherwise, you can always comment, like, share, and subscribe. Press the bell button if you do subscribe, so you're more likely to get updates from YouTube. Anyway, Stable Focus here for Tiramisu versus Triple Section for Pineapple. Marshalling out the mighty armies of the Commonwealth, the British Army, to strike down the Germans. In the east, the Empire's going straight for the core point here. In the west, Focus looking to disrupt here. Pineapple's early fuel grabbing there with more troops arriving in there. Could Tiramisu be hoping to throw off Pineapple here in the early game and switch westwards here? Interesting possibility here from Tiramisu, not what you typically see, particularly not versus the British, and if they're digging hard, they can be difficult to dig out. More folks in there for Tiramisu. Meanwhile, got the Universal Carrier following up here for Pineapple. The Universal Carrier was effectively like a multi-purpose vehicle for the British Army. You know, tractor, infantry transport, reconnaissance vehicles, weapons platform. It served a lot of purposes. But there you go. Fun going on here in the west side section, charging in there. Full squad marine catching the section out in the open here, doing some damage if they get some kills in there. Tiramisu might be able to run with the early game here in the west side here, and Pineapple notices he's pushing hard here, but already there. One section took too much damage, he pushed across there, and there go retreats both rather than try to fight here. Onwards with one section, he retreats, realizing they'd just be a waste of manpower. So Tiramisu here does gain a bit of a coup against Pineapple in the west, securing the fuel point there now. Meanwhile, east side of the section having a bit of a hard time with the Storm Ponies. Got the Universal Carrier out there, should probably upgrade it. Also, fun fact, there's actually a bigger version of the Universal Carrier known as the Lloyd Carrier. Little fun one there. Folks are hoping to go out there. Also, another fun one, the Soviet Army actually also makes use of Universal Carriers, and I believe they primarily use them as reconnaissance vehicles. So, little fun fact there. In fact, the British supplied the Russian, or the Soviets, with a lot of equipment actually for the Americans, and even as the Americans provided with at least the British just supplied them also with equipment, in particular the Valentine tank. What's a big hit with the Soviet Army? In fact, the British would keep producing Valentine tanks long after they basically stopped using them themselves because the Soviets liked them so much. So, little fun fact there. Meanwhile, Tiramisu with a lot more Fulton canoes on the way here, pushing hard northwards here, breaking through the cemetery, Fulton repositioning to try and better deflect this British assault. There you go, Pineapple's going for a flank here, thumbs up, trying to outmaneuver here Pineapple's line in the Tiramisu's line in the cemetery, not his own black line. That's obviously nonsense. Take down there, we got the truck out there for Tiramisu, and there you go, Brandhand Granada signaling to Pineapple that there is at least a truck out. Of course, he doesn't know much more than that, but there you go, calf point hit. Retreat trying to threaten, but there you go, folks moving in here. Tiramisu trying to keep the door open for the remaining folks to squad here for as long as possible. Universal upgraded here with the Vickers K, which is called Signals to Tiramisu. The Pineapple also has tech going on there. Got Jumpers moving up the Vickers on the way there for Pineapple, and you got the truck on the way there for Tiramisu. This is the Battle Group headquarters, the Comfortable Hauptquartier. Folks of the section, Jumpers moving in here. And routed. Let's get the problem of the suppressor fire here against this jump unit. Hope to suppress them, and there we go. Rapidly suppressed there with some good old firepower there from the back of the Universal Carrier. Section holding out nicely. Got the Vickers almost under for Pineapple to help contain Tiramisu's infantry forces. Up here, folks, continues to hold out well here against Pineapple. Really buying time and then just tying up as much as the sections he can use. Trying to being flanked with the jump unit. Troops rushing out there. Battle of course almost done. In the east, we got Focus moving up there. Storm Pioneer suppressed once more. Section being upgraded. There we go. Tank apart. The Storm Pioneer's now close range. Trying to go for wipe here. And there you go. Gets from the range of Panther Fires. Possibly taking out the American. No, it is still operable, but it is narrowly. Vickers setting up here to try and stop the Germans from tearing apart the American. There you go. Routed. Fighting continues to be absolutely brutal and relentless. And there you go. Sections routed once more. Tiramisu's tenacity proves to be quite something else. Though certainly odds are a bit risky then. Some bad calls obviously could have lost a lot, but he keeps pulling through here versus Pineapple, who's trying to get the investigator there fixed up into safety. Vickers there being bypassed by the folks who don't even give a rat's ass about that. So right here, Pineapple start is off to a rough development here as Tiramisu just keeps kicking at the door. And Pineapple kind of tells him to knock it off, but being the good German that he is, he doesn't care.
The enemy cut our supply line.
Onto their routed. AC Mark 3 being prepared. Pineapple obviously knows he needs some special weapon here against the Huns to have a chance against this. But he also should try and push up the east side here instead. I mean, that ought to be a very good maneuver here versus Tiramisu, to be honest. He also got some upgrades up. The Sturmgewehr 44 being handed out to the Volksmarines in whatever numbers he can muster. Section standing about here. There you go, Vickers and section move eastwards here. Might be a distraction on the west end. There you go. Quick maneuver here, trying to catch the investigator with a Panther Fast, but Pineapple narrowly escapes that. Raketna falling out with Tiramisu. Section charging forward. Steel Pony is willing to flank once more. There you go, Branhan Granadi again. You must need to be pulled back there. I think you need some more service repairs. You probably should consider some sappers. It may, of course, be that he wants to just get the AC up fast, but I think eventually he's going to need some sappers and some other things. Folks, they're almost heading out, and looks like Pineapple, with a very narrow margin, may have secured the cemetery, but it is incredibly close there.
You have orders.
Short ammunition for self repair, still filling a bit of resources. Got the Raketna out there for Tiramisu. The Raketna was initially developed in 1943, you know, alongside the Panzerschreck when the Germans weren't entirely sure what was better, like, you know, anti-tank based design and, you know, man-held design. They quickly realized, you know, the man-held version, the Panzerschreck, was obviously much better. The Raketna technically had better range and accuracy than the Panzerschreck. The Panzerschreck just won out, and I imagine sheer portability and probably overall easier to produce. So, a few fun facts there. And probably just the first sign, you know, that anti-tank ones were pretty much just, you know, going the way of the dodo. You see on the way there, sappers falling up here for Pineapple. No sign of a doctor yet for either side. Interesting enough, we haven't seen the elite armor, that was a typical popular one as of late. Otherwise, Luftwaffe ground force brigade. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you could also just go for Overwatch. I mean, all the services have say viable still. Mexico gaining actually 6 kills, another push into the cemetery here. Tiramisu, of course, not letting go. And there you go, got the AC Mark 3 ready here for Pineapple for the British Army, the 11th Armoured Division. On the west side here, his lone outpost of Britishness is being overwhelmed here as the benches, unfortunately, despite what Ministry has promised, not bulletproof. What the pamphlet says, don't trust the pamphlets, Gerald. He also said the Canadians are our friends, and just look at the entire situation around us. Anyways, AC there's the first from these section, we got the Vickers support. Fix up the Universal Carrier. And you've heard the for Tiramisu going for another truck. It's going to be a techie, obviously trying to take advantage of his initial lead here versus Panem, except the fuel and map control to push ahead here. One of the features of Crossroads is it has more points than the average map, meaning a map lead can much more quickly spiral into fast tanks. So a quick note there on the design of Crossroads. Universal Carrier fixed up. Let's see 6 kills. East side here we got section ground map, Vickers holding back. Universal AC they're also holding back. Moving towards the centre now. Schwerer Wehrmachtstreiber setting up to the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier here on the Kauf point. Standard set there for most Oberkommandos players.
Lay footings for Panzer HQ here.
Nothing wrong in standard. Standard works.
It's a bit touch and go.
Focus of Raketna moving on to the centre here.
An extra soldier can be added
Going
to
for a deeper
infantry
flank here, but
squads
looks fit.
now.
Not too shabby. And we might be a setup here as well. I mean, if we could move behind Tiramisu, he might have a chance there. Though, of course, there's risk with the Schwer Panzer causing grief for doing the flank. So, obviously not clear, though. He does know about that Schwer Panzer Corps yet. Though, of course, he may expect it. Which is another, you know, series of possibilities there. Saps ground western fuel, mining it as well. Let's go flanking. Still on the doctrine, Graham Neeson fuel as well, plus the Eastern victory point. Trying to isolate Tiramisu towards the centre. I think that's a Nice maneuver there. Though I think he should go for Doctrine soon. Oh, hits a Monday down in the Tiramisu. Good money there. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. But it's definitely some hesitancy on Pineapple how to deal with Tiramisu. I mean, Tiramisu is just constantly attacking, pressuring, and just being a overall pain in the posterior. This is what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to make it hard for Pineapple to like to set up defense. He's meant to be disruptive and just overall very unpleasant. There you go, push it. There you go, another Banham guard again, trying to make it difficult for Tiramisu. Pineapple uses heavy cover. Very good. Falls in retreat there. Very good as well. Obviously, not for Pineapple. You see him towards the centre here. We got big 90% with the carve point. Nice maneuver there. US kind of being held back, hiding out here in South and the West, holding out for as long as they can, but I don't think it hold up much longer. Stemmer's on a doctrine here. At this point, it may be he's trying to take out people at Royal Artillery in the Valentine tank, but at this point, commandos might actually serve him just as well. They're just, peering out somewhere and, flanking a lot of Tiramisu's small, weak elements to take through them with the commandos silenced and gunfire. That could be an idea, but we got a flank of the Vickers. University up north there is about to go down. It's certainly done its part there. Ace level though, and does it get a wipe? Yes, it does get a wipe, meaning it does get destroyed, but like an effort. It has arguably, served its purpose that it gets abandoned. I doubt the Tiramisu is going to try and, grab that back, but it's an option. I'll grab that back when secure it in the first place for the German army. Fun fact, the German army actually utilised a bunch of universal carriers in Normandy after they, a bunch they captured from Dunkirk. Another one is they actually used this for parts for the Obel Maultier, which is basically just an Obel Blitz with the treads. So for 12.5 train. I believe they just grabbed the treads of the university carriers for that one. Fun fact. But there you go. Repairing it up here. Nice work. Look, they're a bit drunk. Bit hungover. I shouldn't have drunk all such schnapps. Oh, shut up, Ludwig. You always complain about that. Where do you keep getting all such schnapps anyways? Platform the end for Tiramisu. Pineapple's going to need some anti-tank guns here. He's going to need them badly.
Enemy threatening
But
a
again,
capture point.
he may be planning on relying here on the Valentine tank. Again, it is a typical British strategy and a typical British pain in the arse. Sandbags on the east here. Package of reinforcing healing. Panther's low over for Tiramisu. Yeah, University did not make it back home to Deutschland for the victory parade. Mine's going up here in this nice little sneaky pace there by Tiramisu. Thumbs up. But he's got any anti-tank guns. And it seems like he's keeping up his hands here ready just in case you think he may need the Valentine tank. So clearly some hesitancy for Pineapple to commit to any particular direction. But that could prove a bit dangerous. Sometimes it works out, but other times you just leave yourself quite like, so say, inflexible. And your opponent just sort of pushes through and just exploits that hesitancy. And there you go. We do finally get Commando. But a Mobile Assault, we could have that much sooner. So, good he went for it, I think. But he obviously would benefit a lot soon from Commanders, which are harassing and, wiping units on retreat, for example. But, better late than never. Meanwhile, Tiramisu is yet to go for Doctrine. 6 Pentagon there for Pineapple as well. Commanders being reinforced. Makers in the fire.
AEC ready to move.
Oh, we got some mines there from Tiramisu, actually. Enemy Fed flanking the Lakers, KHC flanking in the Panther 4 through the hedges, very nice. Popping up here. East side being claimed there by Tiramisu and the German army in Deutschland. Panther 4, Panther 5 from the AC, shot bounces off the front armor there, McKenna fires away there. Bakers to define the west side here, we got troops forming up, there's light infantry gun here for Tiramisu, the light infantry should succeed. Sturmpioneer are being shredded by a vicious volley of Vickers fire. AC, they're trying to sneak in some more shots again. Keeping up the attempt, very good there. But it goes a good move here for Tiramisu to go for some artillery, in particular on a map like Crossroads. I do find light artillery very handy, due to the way the map tends to, at some point, basically just turn into like, trench warfare, almost, at least static warfare, because it just creates that of being, naturally boxy. So light artillery tends to be incredibly handy, in my opinion. There you go, Commanders finally good to go there with the silent Sten guns. And they were fairly silenced as they were modified the submachine guns, I think, rather aggressively to be silenced. And it's not just like adding a silencer, that was it, like, I believe the submachine guns were heavily modified to, like, you know, be silent. In fact, you also had the deadlock carbine, which I believe could barely be heard when fired. But again, worth noting, it did come with trade-offs, and they had overall less effective range. But, you know, they were quite silent.
Mark 3 waiting.
In more fun fact, the Germans tried to utilize silent Sten guns for their own commandos, if you will. So, fun fact there. I still think one of the most fun fact about the silent Sten gun is, before they went for the Sten gun, they actually tried to silence this Thompson submachine gun. Anyway, section like I'm making machine point here so far. Plant damage pushed back to the mission spot lacking an attack, but there you go. AC and taking fire here. We've got Tillicode in there. Interesting. Guess who's worried about something hiding there? I guess maybe wasn't. Anyways, I'm going to find way there under to the mission's command. Stand up in the east. Sappers need to get closer here to the foxes to really do any damage. At that range, they're not too effective. Pineapple also has teched up. Very good. Thumbs up. Second on the watch here. Almost on the way for Tiramisu. I think that's a very good pick. Sappers, though, need to get away before they get annihilated here by Tiramisu's forces. They were, of course, showing no mercy to the Insula. Banner gun out off there. You see slightly holding back. 6 banner gun there as well. Until if I can to pound down the Vickers, forcing Tiramisu to pull, Pineapple pull it back. Back edge reinforcing, healing. No further upgrades. We do have bolted sections. Could consider, you know, grenade upgrades or maybe Bren guns and whatnot. But there you go, also not ending the LMG-34. Thumbs up there to Tiramisu. Die mächtige Obersoldaten. Section is the machine gun on the west trying to get the point here. Large assembly of healing reinforcement here. In fact, Pirates seem to mostly pull back in time there to the base. 6 guns and 2 on the way. Might be hoping to stall up for a combat here versus Tiramisu. Certainly makes a lot of sense. It is incredibly efficient. One of the many premium mediums in the game. It's probably one of the better ones. Tiramisu will not got the Schwerer Wehrmacht on the way. That means a mechanized regiment. And likely needs an attempted stall for the King Tiger versus Pineapple. Of course, that could be Pineapple's golden opportunity to then hit back at Tiramisu. It's going to likely be doing it with 1 Panzer IV, meaning it's not going to be exerting too much pressure while throwing for it, which again could allow Pineapple to turn the game around on that particular note. So if I went down the centre here, Tiramisu's forces somewhat avoiding the artillery fire here. They're not perfectly either. Commander sneak up, 6 minutes as well there. Reinforcing healing. Machine in trouble here, about to get wiped. And annihilated.
Heavy machine gun crew killed.
Confront the commandos. And 4 firing away there. 6 banner gun holding back. Back here, reinforced and good to go. But overall, Tiramisu is putting the weight behind the assault in the centre here, not much on the flanks. Got the Vickers. Definitely a big kill there for Tiramisu. Definitely a mistake there for Pineapple. Lost it like that. Guessing we'll soon see the hammer upgrade there for him. Yeah, Tiramisu setting up the mechanized regiment close to the Schwerpunted quarters. Of course, also love to, you know, help repair stuff more easily and without having to manage so much. One of the strengths having stuff like the mechanized repair regiments, repair pioneers. It's not just, you know, oh hey, free repairs. It's also repairs you don't have to manage. And being able to, like, just take that load off your mind to managing everything else, it's actually quite significant. Plus, it also means you have to, like, you know, use troops for it, which is also a significant advantage. So there's numerous advantages to stuff like the repair pioneers. Numerous advantages. Section up there, dug in. Back here, still nothing going on. He may end up considering a land match here versus his opponent eventually. Definitely would not be a bad idea. They could also, I guess, try for the mortar placement. Meanwhile, back here, mechanized regiment headquarters is up. Got it by the, oh dear, could lose the pen for the double 6 guns. Very good chance here. Yup, Tiramisu there. Overreach versus Pineapple, and Pineapple delivered a sundering slap to the face there, leaving Tiramisu on the floor. Bods Robson doing it, getting a few kills in there. That said, Pineapple remains hesitant. Very hesitant here versus Tiramisu. Clearly not entirely sure how he wants to go with this. I mean, he has mobile assault, so there's definitely some opportunities there, but there seems to be some lack of further ideas as to how to turn this into victory. At least not into another Dunkirk. By kidnapping from the chart here, obviously Tim is realising he may not be a bit in trouble, in particular he's intending to stall up for King Tiger, and there you go. Hammer attacks only for Pineapple, thumbs up. That means a comet event in the near future. Section and tanking about here. I mean, a flank through here could actually do, I think, Tiramisu quite some harm. I don't think it's actually mined this at all, so certainly a good flank path here for Pineapple to consider. Until he called in there in the centre.
Hammer tactics are on the way. We're going to give the enemy a bloody nose.
Tiramisu quickly falling back there, crossed in the centre. East side being held, machine held up here by the wreckage of the Panda 4. Man's catching the others, and they got like a bomb grenade off, no light thing over that one, that's for sure. Quite a few hits on the AC, but there you go, Commander's pushing forwards, supporting the center exposed. Almost getting one of the kidnappers there, AC knocked out, small blow there, 2 Pineapple and the British Army, 11th Armored Division could be going in a bit blind there then. Comet is very close, he almost has the fuel, he almost has the manpower, but he's not quite there either. And Tiramisu is hounding Pineapple, he's attacking, he's voraciously throwing his men here at Pineapple, keeping the defensive, hoping to keep him unmoored and unsecured. 100 grenade off there. Flank here could maybe work out. That carve point lost here under Tiramisu's scathing assault.
Supply is looking a bit squiffy.
The lack of machine here for Pineapple certainly making this a lot easier for Tiramisu. It seems the one that actually has the machine gun now. Quick flank there with the section, hoping to draw away attention there from the front. Not a bad idea. Comet is a moment away here, but again, the loss of the critical points does slow down the arrival of the Comet. Almost got the machine gun there. Six pound guns holding back.
Enemy are determined, and we are down to 300 points.
Second attempt from the north, back up the commandos. 35 raining down. Flanking the Foes Grenadiers. Commanders moving as well, swiftly and unrelentingly. And there you go, coming away for Pineapple. Foes been caught in the torn fire from the commanders, but they themselves caught here by the Orbital Garden. And further behind, we got machine guns, artillery, anti-tank guns, and of course, your steel ponies throwing up a strong back line here for the front line. East side is taking up for the fuel point there. Comet slowly approaching any Tiramisu strong for the Tiger to King Tiger, and he's actually almost in terms of fuel ready. It's actually manpower that's going to be where the things might get a bit tight for the time being, and even then maybe not too tight, depending on how well you keep up momentum versus Pineapple.
Damned enemies trying
Comet
to take
halfway down there for Pineapple for the British Army, the Commonwealth. Silly called in there. Troops reinforcing. Comet almost down here. Oh, he's not paying attention. Pineapple here. Oh, good lord, that's going to be an embarrassing loss there. Frustrating one. Steel Pony has practically executed them. Firing down there, doing nothing. Pineapple seems to be floundering a bit here in the face of Tiramisu's unrelenting assault. But there you go, Comet is out.
They're trying to take it.
Near the retreat path here, machine guns clearing out the anti-tank gun. And there we go, the Comet strikes.
Supply line's been cut.
Tiramisu's infantry caught in a pretty bad position here as the Comet unleashes shot after shot now at them. Said he still needs to reconnect everything. He needs to do some serious damage to Tiramisu soon. Got smoke down there, that's a very good idea there. But if he's not exploiting the smoke, it's not going to matter much. And so far, hesitancy continues to hound Pineapple's maneuvers here, and these starts to jump on ground the point here, the west side. Fulton's ground the victory point there, swiftly and silently. Coming eastward from infantry support there. Meanwhile, the main assault goes for the centre. Looks like he might be planning a flank here against Tiramisu's flank. Not bad, you can see Tiramisu all manning up the flank there. Very good in return. Grenades there, troops being suppressed and murdered. Comet shooting fire there. Sturmpine is caught out in the open. Put this in the man, turn off under the feet. There we go. Pineapple flank assault continues. Tiramisu meanwhile is moments away from the King Tiger. The Tiger 2. Again being dispatched into the right. Sent here to dispatch the Comet on the flank, at least prevent the assault from completely crumpling his front line like a really badly made cake. Finally, Tiramisu by the way, at the 25-minute mark goes for Overwatch, opening up, of course, for Sector Assault for the fatherland, but primarily I think at this point it's going for the Sector Assault, maybe the howitzer. Grand Eastern Victory point, you've got 61 to 133. Moving forward, got the coming in there. Try and pop a grenade, I guess. And there go Tiger 2 ready for Tiramisu. The Königstiger ist effectbereit. Flanking in the machine gun, forcing retreat there. Maybe we can get a wipe. Oh, there we go. One shot. One kill. Oh, well, multiple kills, really. Can he get the machine gun though? That'd be great for him. Just reinforcing healing. Need to be careful of the Comet, since the Ken's going to be crawling in after it. We've got the King Tiger also heading out here for Tiramisu for the German army. Section opening up there. Got something called in there. Machine captured there by Tiramisu. And of course now he's aware of the King Tiger, so we'll have to see how he responds. Grab me some fuel, almost got it. Section sent in trouble for sure. To the far end. Right in front of the King Tiger, but the shots just don't land down. 6 pound gun, the meanwhile lands with expert precision there, punching right through the King Tiger's armor. Machine him in a bit of trouble, rushed into the commandos. Survives though, survives all of that with ease. Pineapple so not giving up in the face of this Teutonic challenge of terrifying proportions. Sturmpine shot in the section in the centre. No grenades there. Meanwhile, the Sturmpine is upon their concussive grenade at the section. Also, machine gun effort being forced there. Coming in. Shot, unfortunately for Pineapple, hits a stone wall. At this point, he might slightly want to consider like the land matches to blast up Tiramisu's large infantry formations, but at the same time, setting up for like Morano, or maybe a Firefly here would certainly also not be out of place for Pineapple. Going to take a nice loss of the Comet. King Tiger pushing through the hedges, runs around the anti-tankers, but they can't see it and so it avoids a beating. Fulton, we're up here, going to hit the second by the flank. We do get the land matches. He does weigh the options in the end. It does fall in the land matches to try and turn the tide here with its vast volume of rockets. King Tiger being fixed up, the 6 pound gun coming forward here for Pineapple. Solidifying the section in the trench. Coming in to flank the Fulton, he's going to wipe there possibly. Sneaky, but certainly decisive there. Go King Tiger in full centre. Right at the 2 anti-tank guns exposed in the sight. Both shots to miss, and the King Tiger in return also misses. How sportsmanlike. 4th shot there from the volleys. Finally goes through. Comet moving close, but of course, he's worried about Propagandacast and whatnot. 3rd shots from the King Tiger do make some impact, but the King Tiger's quickly scooted out of range of the anti-tank guns. These 2 sections we can't find in trouble. King Tiger in fire. Comet to the foot being shredded by machine gun fire and assault rifle fire. Forced retreat here. King Tiger. Further damage inflicted on this mighty Krupp steel behemoth. More shots going through here, down to less than half health as fighting in the centre is slightly dying down. These section there, almost right by the Falklands. Comet continues to snipe at German infantry with its high explosive shells. In the west, Savage then moving towards the centre.
Damned enemies trying to take a
Land matches waiting for the right time to unleash its little rocket serenade. There we go. Sort of finding away there. And at this point, Tiramisu rolling up the section area. The unfortunate barrage there, smoking for the Comet to retreat. Nice there. Oh, let's be mindful of you actually got line of sight to something in the artillery strikes line of sight. Otherwise, you might get a bit disappointed. I mean, I guess he might have set off on mine, which isn't bad either.
We're losing a capture point.
Grand Eastern point here. Also, fun fact: the Allies had different names depending on like the scale of the artillery badge call. You got your course here of Stonks, but again there was also Serenade. It was a really big one, I believe. And there were other names as well there. So a little fun fact there, little fun fact.
Where do you want us?
There's that, you know, different names. Let's fix up the King Tiger here, the Tiger 2. Well, obviously, if Ghost next will be another Comet. Will he try and go for the Firefly? We got digging in the centre by Tiramisu. Falcon is also on there. Well done again, of course, all the support weapons. This is where you know the better to the land matches for. Of course, it will, you know, cool off. Then he can fire all this, you know, blast through Tiramisu's position. He always made a mistake of placing his stuff that's close to the mine. Or placing the mine where it typically places stuff. You know, you can see either way there. Land matches still got a bit to go for fire again. Has quite the cooldown. That's because this fires off a ton of rockets. And it used to be like, you know, the British would just spam the land mattresses all over the place. And there's Falcon a section coming in there, shoots and shatters the cover, but not the Falcon is. Almost getting a wipe here. Yeah, that looks to be a full wipe here on Tiramisu, unless Tiramisu has the devil's own luck. There we go, unit wiped. And the centre is about to get wiped out. Oh dear. Lost there for Pineapple. It's going to be quite uncomfortable there, since of course that means there's no way of repairing the Comet except for using munitions on it. You seem to be using munitions on a lot of other things.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Land match is firing here on the centre, or on the machine gun. There we go. Also looks like he's setting up for another Comet here versus Tiramisu. Command round force in the east. King Tiger there is good to go once more for Tiramisu and the German army, the 21st Panzer Division. Friends the Vickers here, and immediately halted. King Tiger moving through these as well here to further cement the loss of the commandos, if necessary. Also, meanwhile, hit a mine. Casualties inflicted. We got 331 to 155. Tiramisu's got a nice lead over Pineapple. Comet being fixed up. And we can actually go for the second Comet, not an air go. Another Comet away for Pineapple for the British Army, the 11th Armoured Division. Which is a fun fact, was the only British Armoured Division to receive the Comet tank before the end of the war. Also, the Comet didn't last long after, but he was very rapidly replaced by the Chieftain tank, I believe it's called. Actually called in there. Coming in. Second Comet halfway done. Actually fire there, shattering Tiramisu's position by the centre victory point. But not really much else since the position has already been abandoned. King Tiger moving ahead here. Mine going off. And there goes second Comet ready for Pineapple for the British Army, that Commonwealth. Ready to tear through those Germans, those dastardly Jerrys. There's some good British steel, and there you go. Shot bounced off the King Tiger's armour. King Tiger, meanwhile, does not bounce off the Comet's armour. Coming at the eastern side, and Baker's holding up there. Still not left for the Comet. And routed. Second was the opposite garden. Comet holding back. Scramping in there, go Panther for Tiramisu, adding in some more in there, go great here on the second, taking up the entire unit there. Painful loss, there you go, land matches round to the mids here of things. Force the machine gun away, the chemistry precision, also on there, isolated now alongside the folks in the centre, take some counter-attacking here. Comet goes down to half health, 17 kill take down the front from the Kevin fails to penetrate. East side here, the Comet remains silent, being static. Just reinforcing, healing perhaps will get ourselves away for Pineapple. Very needed opposite repairs Comet. 6 pounds range down the King Tiger, Panther almost down there for Tiramisu and the German army. Folks are quickly to secure the centre once more. Comet holding back here in the east still. using the stuff repairs in the other Comet. And there goes second Comet, finding the move, but doing so in a slightly risky manner there with no support. We also got plenty of mines here from Tiramisu, 2 thumbs up. In fact, he's got a ton of enemies floating. And there goes second, goes down to the King Tiger, 14 kills. There you go, Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Kenneth on the Comet. Shot one from the King Tiger's thick frontal armor. Another shot one through there, another shot one through again. Another shot there, King Tiger down to half health, Panther rings up again, the Comet head on, Comanche in the Storm Punch, he's tempting to, but with the King Tiger nearby, there's only a chance that the Comanche is going to be dealt with in a very permanent and terminal fashion. Storm Punch, so again, makes it 4. I'm taking out with the Comet. First one is good to go once more here for King and Country, the Commonwealth. Advancing on the centre here. Where Tiramisu's grip for now seems to be slightly lessening.
They are now at 100 points.
100 points left for Panda versus Tiramisu's 3 and 31. Panther moving right to the game. Waiting gaze here of the Comet, which is very close to 2. First one being fixed up. And what will Palm go for next to Firefly? We try for more Comets, Cromwells, and more land mattresses. First one is, by the way, ready to fire soon as well. Fully called in. Comet shoots and does not in there. We come to the flank here, opening up. Very good. Sneaky. Both almost routed it. And the Falcon Squad gets wiped as a 25-pounder shell lands right in the midst, killing the entire squad. Meanwhile, in the far west, Timmins goes for the from Victor pointing out, I'm doing Pineapple. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Both comms, they need a bit of repairs. Orbs are moving up here. Not responsible for the rest of the next point there. Orbs are not wiped out with the Comets. I kept on up in the turn. And you got no one. They've been quite painful there for Tiramisu. Landmass is firing on the centre wall there, hoping to drown out the Germans with a torrent of rockets. And it's almost working. Like Kenner's crew takes a nasty hit. Friedrich drops dead. Jürgen, Ludwig there trying to pick up the Kenner again as more rockets scream through the skies. Retreating from the western victory point. Armour being repaired, then response to the western one. Panther holding up. And King Tiger once more advancing for the glory of Deutschland. Comet holding back here, close to 2.
Comet crew, awaiting new orders. Crew ready. Ready for instructions.
Coming westwards.
Panther, ready to move. Send orders. Comet, ready to move out. Stand by, crew. Where do you want this Comet?
Shot fire. Nasty on the section there from the King Tiger. Halfway through 2. Comet shoots again, misses. And 30 versus 98. Just one shooting in there. Bounces off the King Tiger's frontal armor. Another bounce. There's the fang at max range. The jump range from King Tiger's frontal armor does decrease. Not something to talk about much, but there is different penetration depending on range. Max range, less penetration. Close range, more penetration. Do keep that in mind. Shot down for the Panther, and there you go. Still a lot of penetration. King Tiger moving Panther down to half there. Got Tilly called in the entertainment common and force Tino takes the air support calling the sector assault. Tiramisu striking force for Germany. It is not quite a blitzkrieg, but it's not quite a sitzkrieg either. It's just Krieg. Common now getting knocked out. The entertainment crew there slaughtered. Stuart Pine scrambling around the nose here of Pineapple. Sigplan then being turned against. We got Sigplan crew being hosed down there as well at the same time. Having forwards. King Tiger getting ready to almost half health there. Commanders forced retreat. Comet there almost knocked out. Anti-tank gun shattered by the Königstiger. Until the airsport continues to rain down. The anti-tank mate not forthcoming here on the King Tiger. Pineapple's under some severe pressure from Tiramisu. He needs to be careful he doesn't extend the King Tiger then in return. Another hit there, punching right through the King Tiger's frontal armor. Takes back gun down to 2 men. Another hit there, another hit almost ace level. King Tiger shot failed to kill a gunner. Oh, shot bounces. Another hit, and then he got ace level gained. Ace level discrepancy probably for the King Tiger. He's moving within the arc of fire. He could take out the King Tiger. He could take it out with a bit of luck and gets the King Tiger. A stinging blow to Tiramisu and the German army, though he still has such a lead. The question is, can Pineapple exploit this destructive gap in Tiramisu's front line now? Land match is fighting because Pineapple's short in infantry. Probably just call in some commandos and coordinate with a comet assault there.
75 points remaining.
75 points left. Could theoretically go for third comet, but I think that'd be a pretty badly timed comet. Comet rushing hit, they're not fully repaired. Oh, still repairs as well. He needs to get it going. Panther there being repaired. Command rushing forwards. Almost like they tried to rush into the mines, and they do so. Bounce from the center, he wants to claim it, but it does come at a high price if the opponent. Of course, the question is, can he afford to pay that? Oh, grenades off. Gammon bomb on the folks in the center, and he almost gets them. But Tiramisu holds stubbornly. He refuses to give ground to the Englishmen. To give ground to the British Empire is not something that Tiramisu does today, it seems. Comet there, close to 3, and he does go for a third comet. Pineapple is putting all of his eggs into one basket. He's hoping that with a comet platoon, he might be able to overwhelm Tiramisu and certainly is possible in terms of big 2 points. It is highly risky. One miscalculation, one wrong twitch, one errant pathing error, and he could be in deep trouble. White phosphorus off there. Almost costing the comet there. Need to fix up. In fact, it's also close to the ace level. Quick use self-repairs there. Third comet almost done. Panther repairs here. I mean, that's it again. If you can't get all 3 comets swinging at the same time, it could be a big problem for Tiramisu. Since that's a lot of firepower, they can quickly clear out the infantry support weapons and then overwhelm the Panthers. It's not impossible, but it's going to be a bit tight here for Pineapple.
There's a comet tank ready to go.
There you go. Third comet out. It's the comet platoon. Under strength. Section rounds in the center. Command from the right flank. Trained, of course, the machine gun plus the Oberstaden. He could even use suppressing fire if he wants to here. Land matches body. He's actually using white phosphorus. Intentional or not, I don't know, but it does disrupt here. Somewhere they will come rushing with the machine gun here in the east. Trying to grenade up close. Comes going in there. Not quite coordinating properly with the artillery strike. I think it's a big mistake there of Pineapple. Missed opportunity here to think further exploit the confusion that's in a course for white phosphorus. Coming perspective with the Panther. The Panther is veterans, one with 1 kill. Other comes coming back here. Seems like he got pressured here, but the assault is not properly coordinated, which does really decrease it and just makes it easier for Tiramisu to deal with it and just further disrupts the neck attack. And there you go. Another King Tiger out for Tiramisu. Went for the second Königstiger. Now that definitely makes things a lot more challenging here for Pineapple now. A lot more challenging. Not impossible. He did get one of them, but we're ready to take out another one with only 30 points left. I would say this opportunity to control the centre there before the King Tiger arrived. Nice to try and take it while the King Tiger is defending an air gun. Conrad straight into the King Tiger. Plus the King Tiger S4 calling as well. Tiramisu is putting down the jackal here on Pineapple's neck. And there you go. Mine goes towards that Panther artillery firing. Oh, S4 firing down there. Taking out one of the comets here. The almost ace one. Centre one here. Betting 2 just gained. About to get knocked out. Folks in trouble. Another comet down with this. I think Pineapple has in fact been broken here by Tiramisu. 6-pounder gun ace a little fast. The King Tiger shot bounces. Buffer for pilots. Strafing the crew with hot German lead. And clearing it out there. But that, I think, Pineapple is very much deader than Disco. His one comet can't move. He's got anti-tank guns. His land matches. It's not going to stop the tanks for sure. And his sappers just got annihilated. A brutal battle here. In the end was close, but ultimately Pineapple feel like suffered at times for being a bit too hesitant here versus Tiramisu. But also I think some initial... tends to focus here rather than just looking to outmaneuver his opponent. Plus, the Bren guns and grenades I think also pounded good. Plus, as earlier Doctrine with more commanders, I think would all been really helpful there for Pineapple. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on the tell friends, channel family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.